If you know this one, feel free to sing along at home. All we want for Christmas is for you to read our book that's coming out in 3 weeks.
Our book? What about our new book?
All we want for Christmas is for you to read our new book. It comes out in 3 weeks.
January 14th.
It's January 14th. Our book's coming out January 14th. It's called Interabled. There's lots of news stories about our life and beautiful love stories about other interabled couples. Pre-order below. That's it. Okay.
If you had told me you were going to sing that song, I could have helped you write a better version.
All we want for Christmas is for you to read our new book, Interabled, January 14th. Okay. We have a potentially very big update about our baby journey.
Yes.
And we're going to tell you it right now. All we want for Christmas is for you to read.
Are you fading out?
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
It's time
To talk
about
our lives.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Shane is on a medication. What are you doing this?
Adrian.
Oh wow, he's really you're hyped up today.
The medication's helping.
Medication for his strength, for SMA, that has a side effect of affecting male fertility. So
I have no sperm.
yeah, it really messes up the sperm. But it does a lot of really great stuff for you otherwise, so that's why Shane's on it.
Yes, and this was a big factor in our fertility journey when we went through IVF.
Yes.
Last year, how long? Like 2 years ago?
Almost 2 years ago, year and a half.
And so, as we've been figuring out if we're going to try IVF again, a recurring conversation has been about the fact that in order to really try IVF again, I would need to go off of the SMA medication that gives me the strength and function that I rely on. That's a big, hard decision.
Yeah.
And probably the biggest reason that we've been like holding off on making that decision. It's just so big.
And currently the only other option is the other treatment that Shane was on years ago, like the first one that he was on. And it worked really well, but it's a spinal injection. And he used to have to get them in the side of the neck into the spinal cord.
Yeah.
Which like one time it made his arm numb for like months. And
it was just a very traumatic experience every time. And I had to get
dangerous.
it. It's dangerous. And I had to get it every 3 months, 4 months.
4 months at the, yeah.
So like, life was very stressful while I was taking that because every 4 months I had to do this terrifying spinal tap procedure.
And we wouldn't be able to split our time between Minnesota and LA because you have to, be at the hospital every 4 months.
So not really trying to go back onto that. So we're at this like impasse. Is that the phrase?
Sure.
Crossroads.
Yeah.
And we were talking to our doctor about this recently, and he was like, well, you know what? There might be another option, like sooner than you think.
Yeah, because he was like, how old are you, Hannah? Like, how long have we got here?
And we were like, oh, do tell.
Yeah.
Please explain what you mean.
So essentially, there's another treatment that is kind of in the pipeline, and we know about it. It's a treatment that exists right now for only kids 2 and under. So like little kids and babies can get it. And that's because it's just not safe when you weigh more than a certain amount right now. So they've been trying to figure out like, how can we get this into people who weigh more than like 25 pounds or whatever the cutoff is, trying different methods.
And this treatment is a once and done gene replacement therapy.
Yes.
So it essentially like makes people that receive it not really have SMA anymore. Like when kids are getting it as babies, they are growing up essentially with no symptoms of SMA. Like they're walking, they're hitting all the normal like physical milestones. To really,
I'm not sure if that's the case for everyone though. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, no.
So I don't want you to be like, it cures it, because I don't know if that's like 100% true.
I just, as with all medical things,
Yeah.
big caveat, I'm sure there are very, stories.
But it does definitely change the trajectory in a huge way.
And I've like seen examples of kids that get it who can walk when they're, well beyond they shouldn't be walking with SMA.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Like I have thought like that'd be amazing if that was available for older people.
Yes.
And so our doctor tells us.
Yeah, so they're doing clinical trials right now in older, I think it's still like 18 and under right now, but in older kids who weigh more.
Yeah.
And that has been successful, it seems, based on like what's published online. And really just like the timeline of these clinical trials tells us that it will be out before our child rearing days are over, most likely.
Yeah, and so we were kind of like very surprised because I didn't realize that the intention was to have this third drug be available for, adults like me.
Yeah.
But our doctor, although he wasn't like 100%, he was like, I think that this will be available for you, Shane, within the next few years. And we were just like, oh, that treatment does not affect or should not affect fertility.
Yeah.
So I would theoretically go off of the treatment I'm on now, switch to that one once and done, not have SMA anymore. Just no big deal. And then my fertility would be theoretically go back to normal.
Yeah.
That's like really big news.
Yes.
If we only have to wait another year or two.
I don't think it's a year
or 3, whatever.
Or 5 or 6. Like, we don't know the number of years, but.
Without having to roll that die of like, should I go off of my meds now?
Yeah.
And how will that physically affect me?
And the cost of IVF, too.
And we should save up for another few years.
Yeah.
We might not even have to do IVF.
I know, it depends. I don't know.
Wow. This is a multi-layered announcement that I'm just
She's like,
realizing.
oh my God. Yeah. So it just gave us a lot to think about. And I don't really have any set decisions about it, but it's really an interesting loophole that we've been thrown.
A little SMA loophole, if you will.
Wow.
No, but it's...
I guess not a loop, we've been thrown for a loop is what I meant.
A monkey wrench.
A monkey wrench in our plans.
Negative. This is a positive monkey wrench.
Yeah, well, it's just something to ponder. This really changes the things that we're weighing when we decide, are we going to do IVF this year,
Yep, and so that is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Pondering this big, potentially huge, new drug that might be available for me.
The drug itself, aside from having kids, could be really, really huge.
Yeah.
For you just in general. And I feel like people are going to have a lot of questions about that. So I think we should make an entirely different video talking about that. And I need to do some research before we start.
Get the facts beyond
just talking off the cuff.
Just hearsay from our doctor.
Yeah.
We should make a video.
So we'll make a separate video about this treatment and what it would mean for Shane.
We're going to have in that video Hannah holding me upright and kind of puppeted me around the room as if I'm walking to give you the idea of what I would look like without SMA.
It's going to be horror movie material. So.
And we'll bring the facts and I'll bring the puppet nightmare.
The marionette nightmare.
Okay, everyone. So that's what we have going on in our baby journey right now.
Yeah.
Still just thinking about it, but we have a lot to think about now.
Yeah.
And don't forget to pre-order our book.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Bye.